Oh,
not
how
well.
do you feel about the fallout from that whole debate? Like all the responses. It's quite busy on the internet.
I think I feel pretty good. I've been digging around in a lot of different parts of the internet. I feel like there are a lot of people in the middle. They're hard to find right now because of how brigady a lot of the far left spaces are, especially as they're amplifying a lot of the Nazi attacks via Hassan and everybody. So it's hard to see it, but I think a lot of people who watched that saw that Finkelstein was super unhinged. I think that came across really well. I know that a lot of people wanted me to be more aggressive. I definitely felt like after the debate, I felt really bad about not being as aggressive. But when I rewatched the whole thing, because Lex and Benny both told me it went fine, and then I thought they were just helping me cope or whatever, but they were trying to comfort me or some bullshit. But then after I watched it, I was like, you know what? Actually, I think there was a decent amount of pushback. I let Norm lead on everything. I'm glad that you saw Norm be as unhinged as he was, and you still see people defending him, because I think it really illustrates that there's like no value or no principle on the other end of the conversation. And there were a couple of good questions I had. The fact that he didn't know, like for instance, I think that. And if it would have been me that fucked this up, by the way, everybody was hard. Keep in mind, too, this is a funny thing, too. If I would have gotten a single factual thing wrong on this, I would have been crucified on this.
Mm.
So I was in a 5.5 hour debate with people who are ostensibly some of the most educated people on this, and I don't think I made a single factual mistake. I don't think there was one, which I think is like decently impressive. Given the length of time, the span of issues we talked about, and everything going on, I think that was pretty impressive. And then also the fact that like there were a couple things. Finkeldig not knowing that Dolus Specialis is pretty astounding. Ignoring the fact that he's written about genocide for how many decades and doesn't know that, but also the fact that he claimed that he read that ICJ report 4 times, and they used that term in there 4 times, and it's a really important part of genocide. It is one half of the components required for genocide. So for him to not know that is pretty surprising. I'm glad I got that on
He
paper.
said it was the same as mens rea,
Yeah,
which
which is
it
not
kind
really.
of is, but it is a form of mens rea. It's just different from any other mens
Yeah,
rea.
but
Yeah.
if you're studying
Yeah.
genocide, you would like. I haven't read the full genocide conventions. I haven't studied genocide as much as other people, and I've seen this term several times pop up. And if for nothing else, it popped up in that ICJ thing that I read, before the debate. So I don't know how you could have read it 4 times and missed that, or you just saw it and you didn't remember it, or you saw it and didn't think it was important. But yeah,
Yeah. I've kind of realized that people who claim to hate debate bros actually love debate bros. It just depends on whose side they're on, right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because that's where the viral clip came from, right? The one with him saying that you were uneducated or whatever it was right after he had misinterpreted 242. That was where that clip came from, I noticed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he does the debate. He starts screaming, "Do you even know what chapter 6 is versus chapter 7?" and blah blah blah. Yeah, but